life culture is just as it is expressed in the words, sweet life, a life that is sweet. A life of joy, of happiness, and of course that can only come about through love, essentially. So the sweet life culture, or the idea behind it, is to inspire the understanding that to enjoy your life, you must love, you must give, you must seek to serve the world around you and not just take from it, as most of us do today.
When I tell some people I wasn't born to suffer, some of them look at me like I'm just carrying shoulder. But if I tell them my story, oh my hallelujah, because I don't have
the song Born to Love is, I would say, is everyone's song. You know, it's that song for the individual, not just for myself as the singer-songwriter, but for every individual to realize that we are all here to love, and we must all seek to grow in our capacity to love. And the fullness of our lives, the abundance that we all seek, can manifest for all of us essentially on the path of love. The idea of the sweet life culture came about from the song Born to Love. And the song Born to Love is talking about how every single one of us is born to love. We're not born to hustle, we're not born to struggle. You know, our lives don't have to be chronicled by our pains, our sufferings, and all of that. Every suffering that we experience here on this earth is brought about by human beings. Or that's not how it was meant to be. You know, we were all meant to live in happiness, joyful living. And this joy or this happiness can only come about if we understand that we are all part of a whole, and everyone must contribute something to that whole and not just take from the whole. Let us understand that the sweet life culture, the idea or the philosophy, if you like, or the principle of the sweet life culture, is something that affects the individual, me or you, depending on how much you understand it or how much you want to connect with it. It is simply about love, the idea of giving, the love that is really about giving, about serving something else other than yourself. And truly, that is the only kind of love there is if you think about it. The sweet life culture community is more of what you make of it, wherever you are in the world. It's not necessarily an online space, a particular place. It is what you make of it, wherever you find yourself in the world. If you believe, if you are convinced that you can make for a happier world, a happier community, through giving of yourself, through living for the joy and the happiness of others, then automatically you're living the sweet life culture. And spontaneously, through your work, your activity, your efforts you are making for a happier world, and so you are part of that community. There's a problem in the world today, and it's growing very rapidly. A lot of people are complaining and talking about depression and mental health, and we are hardly able to find an understanding of what this mental health is all about, what is causing this depression. But let's think about it this way. If we are all part of a whole, that means that we draw our strength, our support, and our basis for happiness from that whole. And it makes sense for us to contribute to that whole so that the whole can have something to return back to us. But then if we do not give to that whole, if we do not give something of ourselves into the whole, how should the whole have something to give back to us? So this analogy should explain where all the sadness and depression is coming from, because much of the time, most of us are perpetually thinking about ourselves and ourselves first. When we want to take our actions, we hardly think about how they affect the larger community or the larger society. You know, we want money, we want pleasure, we want excitement, but how do all these things contribute to the larger picture? But if we were more focused on giving something into the system, giving happiness into the system, giving value into the system, as opposed to thinking about ourselves and what we don't have and what we lack and how we are less than this other person or that other person, if we were more focused on giving of that little, however little it might seem, into the system, we would be building ourselves in our capacity to give, and in turn in what life can give back to us in terms of fulfillment, in terms of happiness, and a rounded quality of life. So the simple secret, so to speak, and it's not so much of a secret, to happiness or to joy, to excitement, to living your highest quality of life, is to give without restrictions of the abundance that life has invested in you.
Sweet Life Express, giving you unlimited access. Hi, my name is SPEARHEART, and I want to introduce you to the Sweet Life, giving you unlimited access to the good things of life. Welcome to the Sweet Life.